What you see here is the newest character that we're going to be introducing. Her name is Peacock. She's actually kind of a personal favorite of mine. She's based on 1920s to 1940s cartoons, like back when they had more of a sense of violence, and there's kind of a little bit of a mean spirit to her. But she's this little girl who's kind of full of all these deadly toys. So you get some really interesting things there. She's also got a ton of references to other things, and it's just a really fun character to think about and to see in action. If you do like crouching weak kick, for example, you'll see there's the Kuribo boot from Mario Brothers 3, and then if you do a few other things, maybe crouching medium punch. Yeah, this. If you remember Roger Rabbit, when Judge Doom reveals that he's a toon, and his eyes turn into these really freaky eye daggers, you kind of took that as a reference for that move. Basically, a lot of things that are my favorite stuff when I was growing up kind of shows up here in various forms, and of course other things that just kind of show her mean spirit, like that crouching medium kick with the magnifying glass. It just shows her blasting her ant, and if you cancel out of it, just like Mike did just now, you can actually save the ant and see it kind of crawl around, and then you can shoot it again later. Yeah, so it's just kind of like fun little goofy things in there. It's like we have a lot of attention to details that kind of really makes the game have a unique flair to it.
Yeah, and actually her standing hard punch is a gameplay reference. It's not an actual direct reference, but it's pretty much Tables, which was an extremely useful normal because it was both a hit and a projectile. So it's a projectile that you can special cancel, which makes it amazing.
Yep, and also you can notice things like when she fires the Magnum, she's not just firing bullets, but you'll see like a baseball in there, and the bullets are kind of have a bullet bill-esque shape to them anyway. So just kind of emphasizes a randomness about her, just the kind of silliness. This has like a ton of different swords. The main one is like her regular sword, but you'll see when Mike keeps doing it. See, there's Bloody Punch right there, and then there's a PSO chainsaw, and then let's see if we can get a few more in there.
We random.
Yeah, it's pretty random, but just to emphasize the kind of zaniness that's in this. There's a gun shooting at a gun that's a sword, gun blade. So yeah, there's like a lot of zaniness about her. Yeah.
More stuff for people to discover.
Yeah, and that just shows her mean spirit also. And the whistle blowing item drop is a reference to a cartoon called Bad Luck Blackie, where it was about this cat being harassed by a dog, and he would blow a whistle to have a black cat walk in front of the dog, and then because of bad luck, something would fall on the ground. And of course, the things that are falling are also references. Like that was just a barrel from Final Fight just now, and there's the turkey. Let's see if we can see any more.
He's probably gonna get killed.
And of course, this is a pretty good one. This is a Gradius reference right there. Moe heads are always awesome.
Yeah, she actually has a lot more items coming, but
yep,
it's easier to talk about if you know the couple that you're gonna get.
There's other references too, like her bombs, the little bombs that she throws. They're called Little Boy, and the super version is Fat Man. And I'll just leave that one up to someone to find out. But it's also kind of a retro reference, I guess you could. It's a historical reference, I guess you could say. Also, those springs, even though they have eyeballs on them because they're kind of eyeball themed, they're vaguely inspired by the springs you might see in Sonic.
She also has kind of a Sonic-y run.
Yeah.
Right.
That too. Also a classic cartoon staple.
Yeah,
there.
and this one.
Yeah.
Right, which is another classic cartoon thing.
Yeah, I think one thing that's unique about us compared to a game made in Japan is we are all very familiar with American culture, obviously, and American cartoons. You might see characters that are kind of zany in other fighting games. That's definitely a given, but ones that are specifically have the knowledge of Western cartoons in them is something that you would not normally see. Gainax is definitely a huge inspiration for me ever since back in EVA and FLCL, and they've always been a huge inspiration for me, and to see them do something like Panty and Stocking was also incredibly amazing. Maishi is one of my favorite artists. You're pretty familiar with my stuff, and you know that what my inspirations are, and definitely Imaishi is one of them. I just love his sense of style and his attitude, and I definitely want that to be conveyed through the way they move, the way they pose, the effects. So that's definitely part of our goal.